Baldur's Gate 3 in-game and console mod support has been out for quite some time now. We've been getting continuous updates from Larian for unique hairs, faces, customization, armors, and more. So I think it's high time for me to dive into both managers and give you the best console mods that you need to get. I've played and tested most of the classes, from great reworks, interesting additions, impressive ones that are made from scratch, and to help you navigate through the sea of mods, here's my top 10 best homebrew class mods for consoles and in-game manager. Most of them already available for everyone, but some of them are still waiting approval for Larian to be released for console players. So while we wait, let's see if your favorite ones made it to the list. Enjoy! We're gonna start off our list with our first martial class mod that turns you into a cursed warrior destined to die. This is an afflicted class that channels your own life force, twisting its curse and using it to acquire unparalleled power and fury, eating away its very soul while being corrupted by the darkness. Introducing the Accursed class, which will be our martial lord of darkness, sacrificing its hit points to improve speed, damage, as well as giving you advantages. If you're into high risk, high reward gameplay, or maybe play as an edgy dark urge, this class is for you. You'll have access to 3 subclasses that will be the Damned, Corrupted, and the Possessed, each having unique skills and abilities with every threshold of 3, 6, and 10. The mod also supports up to level 20 progression. Diving into the subclasses, you can select from the Damned, which are Harbingers of Doom. Using its acute understanding of pain, it can spread an aura of necrotic damage buff that's going to be beneficial for your allies and yourself. The necrotic aura also scales with your charisma modifier. There's this spell called Mark the Doom that marks your target, and when it dies, you get some HP back, while the corrupted coats you with poison and rot, sacrificing your HP to spread disadvantage using the unholy bile. If you want an AoE version, there is this skill called Unmend, which spreads an AoE of rot. Lastly is the Possessed. Using your Dark Allure and Dark Rejection, you can push or pull your targets like you're one of the Pains from Naruto to increase its effectivity. You can use the Dark Passenger to add more targets for you to push around. For the 9th spot will be our first subclass mod of the list, which is one of the first mods that made its way to the consoles. Ever wanted to be a real magic knight? A sort of warrior that not just mindlessly slash everything around like an uncultured brute? The SpellBlade class is the perfect companion if you want to be an actual magic swordsman. The mod provides a unique subclass feature like the Mind's Eye, grants you reaction attacks. Another passive is the Finesse Weapon Parry that lets you reduce incoming damage with your finesse weapons. A spell called Swift Magic Sword, which grants you a buff of +2 attack to your damage rolls. Once you increase your levels, you can unlock the SpellBlade Fury that lets you do a melee attack after you cast a spell, including some other skills that you can unlock with this subclass mod. As you're still a wizard, you'll still have access to powerful spells by being a Spellblade. Now you can deal significant damage on top of your really powerful spells. Number 8 is a Red Prince of Blood, perfect for those vampire enjoyers. Naturally, the theme of this class is more on blood manipulation and blood control, having access to Blood Siphon, which is a cantrip that deals necrotic damage, and Life Steal, Blood Bolt for acid and bleed, Rain of Hissing Blood for an AoE acid effect, etc. You can also select from 3 subclasses with distinct features, like the Blood Magus as a powerful spellcaster which sacrifices its HP to gain more spell slots. You might like to use Blood Puppet for a really powerful mind control spell, Profane Empowerment to increase single target burst. The Blood Knight learns to maximize its defense while harnessing blood magic, having access to Blood Bulwark for temporary HP, Sanguine Sanctification which grants you temporary HP for you and your allies, that also deals added necrotic damage per weapon attack, etc. For the final one is the Blood Reaver as the dedicated DPS of the class, which specializes in blood magic to be an unstoppable force in the battlefield, having access to Blood Boil that provides advantage to melee attacks, Sanguine Strike for necrotic attack and heal, Crimson Desecration inflicting a nasty AoE debuff for 3 turns. The mod supports levels 13 and above, so you'll have access to some really powerful spells. 7th will be a really nice dedicated support/healer class that mixes the vibes of MMO healers. If you're into the playstyle of simultaneously healing your allies while debuffing your enemies, on top of that, you can deal continuous tick damage with your shadow form. The class feels some sort of those healers that you find in World of Warcraft or maybe Final Fantasy XIV. You can be a pure support with your powerful buffs like Inspiration that grants +1 to your AC, Inner Focus with your Pain Suppression for that 50% incoming damage reduction for 2 turns. Maybe you want to focus on being a godly healer, using your Binding Heal to heal yourself depending on your level, Mindful Aid to let you scale your heal with your Wisdom modifier, Surge of Light for a free smite every time you cast a spell, or maybe if you just want to DPS, you're gonna be dwelling in the darkness, inflicting pain and suffering. Access to spells like Life Leech that heals yourself with every spell. Shadow Word Pain dealing necrotic damage for 3 turns, and in order to increase its effectivity, you can get Torment that gives you a 50% damage boost with your shadow spells. The class is not limited by any subclasses, so you can mix and match. So what sort of priest that you want to be? While we are still in the realm of MMOs, here is another class mod bringing its way from World of Warcraft. Want to play a class where you are a powerful creature of darkness? Your only purpose is to purge and pursue abominations called demons. Introducing the Demon Hunter mod. This is where you get to pick 2 subclasses, which is the Havoc and Vengeance, with over 80 unique passives and spells fitting for that whole Demon Hunter vibe. Have access to a new Demon Form ability like the Blade Dance for that single target burst. This really cool spell where you can zip around attacking 6 enemies in a turn. Use the Imprison spell for CC, Immolation Aura that debuffs and burns your targets around you, using the darkness to blind and give you immunity, or maybe the iconic Eye Beam. Some of the spells are just absurdly powerful, where you can mix and match the passives to your liking. I mean, where can you play as an overpowered demon in a TRPG? Speaking of another overpowered class, number 5 will be a really fun caster mod that lets you play as a potion crafting, bomb slinging, potion mech creating engineer that lets you fulfill your wish of being a mad alchemist, introducing the Scrounger class. The mod is inspired by biomech arts and some horror sci-fi fantasies. The Scrounger will be specializing in biological, biomechanical, and chemical engineering to make things blow up. You can also fabricate a wide array of unique and custom-made consumables and items, from powerful grenades with elemental effects, summoning a deadly terrain, or maybe turn you into an abomination that looks like it can take the final boss like it's nothing. Playstyle of the class is more of using your abilities like fabrication, which gets more powerful with each level threshold. This is where you can gain access to create your bombs, grenades, weapons, potions, and more. Want to summon a swarm of flies to spread an AoE damage over time or debuffs? If that's not enough for you, why not transform into a freaky bio tank with a dragon for an arm? The looks isn't just for show, it also has insane amount of skills and abilities that can ultimately destroy everything in its path. Bio launcher that launches green lasers, targeting systems for your missiles, and the coolest one is the extermination protocol that lets you charge and launch a missile bombardment in an area, obliterating everything. The class comes with more buffs and effects that screams broken, but as I mentioned, it's just fun. That's what's important. Now let's get into the top 4. Starting with the really cool Dreadlord class. This is perfect if you're into the whole summoner / necromancer playstyle, where you use death magic and necromancy to destroy your enemies. The subclass is also compatible with other classes if you want to make the most unique necromancer possible, including new armors and weapons, Profane Blessing, which is a custom side quest, and more. You can also increase your levels from 13 to 20, which gives you more progression and some overpowered spells. Get access to necrotic armaments, where you can select your preferred weapon, summon some claw minions with your Create Clawing Claw that deals 1d4 slashing plus necrotic damage. If you want to bombard your enemies with more spells, you can also summon a powerful skeleton mage to blast away. Or maybe if you need a tank, there's this skeleton giant plus some really powerful summons that you can unlock. Number 3 is a class that I've always been gushing about since ever, which is the Artificer class. Artificers are masters of invention and ingenuity, using magic to unlock extraordinary capabilities in objects, weaving the arcane into complex systems waiting to be decoded, then harness them for their inventions. The in-game version 1 provides 4 new subclasses for you, from the Alchemist that focuses on potion production, Armorer for those sweet armor buffs and effects, Artillerist for turrets and bombs, and Battlesmith as a defensive summoner build. The mod in the in-game manager is quite different from its counterpart from Nexus. This mod focuses on more gameplay balance as well as being that much accurate to the D&D sourcebook. The only difference is that the one from Nexus has unique armors and weapons like the guns. Overall, the mod is really good, so I highly advise you grab this mod for yourself. Now, what mod can top my favorite class? Well, it's this insane class mod for you spellcasters and spellcaster hybrid enjoyers. The sheer amount of spells you can mix and match is certainly impressive. It starts you off with the Mystic class with your first set of psionic talents that acts like your cantrips. So naturally, they don't cost any resource called psi points. You'll then have access to psionic disciplines, which will be your spells. Each discipline focuses on different themes for your specific damage sources, utility, and functions. The amount of spells is certainly just crazy. The different synergies that you can combine as well as the possibilities is just endless. This can basically cater to any playstyle that you're aiming for. If you want to be melee focused, ranged, pure magic, or elemental focused, this mod has it all for you. If that's not enough, you can also select from 6 subclasses to further augment your build, with the passives and effects of each that unlocks specific abilities once you reach level 3, 6, and 14. And yes, it also supports levels 13 to 20. You're welcome. Now for our number 1 class mod from the in-game manager, introducing the Mindweaver. This is among one of my favorite class mods ever. That is a homebrew class designed to scratch that psionic itch. Mindweavers are masters of psionic energy, manipulating thought, warping reality, and unleashing devastating attacks. They are architects of the battlefield, using their minds as weapons to control enemies, bolster defenses, as well as bend the fabric to their very will. Currently, the mod has 4 classes, like the Psionic Warden that feels like your Darth Vader. This class is a versatile tank that combines powerful physical attacks and potent psionic abilities, skills like the Psionic Blade, which binds your weapons, Astral Assault that lets you teleport around and deal slashing and psychic damage, Domination, Mind Shackle, Mind Rend, and so much more CC and passives, with some other insane spells that can be unlocked with this class. My favorite is the Force Blade. This lets you combine your physical combat and psionic powers, perfect for that half-caster hybrid to let you dominate the battlefield with great mobility and power. Some of my favorite ones are the Force Empowered Strikes that lets you attack and deal added force damage, Astral Blade Burst that acts like a line AoE while dealing continuous psionic damage, Psionic Aftershock that grants additional strike after use it. That is only the tip of the iceberg that I mentioned. There are so much other unique passives and customizations that you can cater to. The mod is now available for your in-game manager and consoles, so grab this mod, you'll definitely get some OP fun. And that's it guys, thank you for watching the top 10 best class mods for in-game manager and consoles. What do you guys think about the mods, or have I missed any class mod that you really like? Would love to know all about it in the comments below. Shoutouts for all the people who subscribe and keep supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys for all the amazing support, and for all the people who haven't subscribed yet, thank you for watching my videos, and I hope I earn your subscriptions in the future. But if I earn it today, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Interested in a comprehensive mod list? Just check out these videos right here. Finally, that's it for me. I hope to see you soon in the next Master Box Show. Peace out. Bye guys.